I want the HP printer as much as you do. Yes, we're back today, and yes, we're back talking about speculation regarding this January transfer window. Today, it's more of my opinion. The news sources coming out with some news regarding possible Wrexham signings today. I'm going to have my spin on possible signings that could happen at Wrexham Football Club, and two strikers I think would fit the bill really well to suit, of course, our needs at the minute of signing a striker. So welcome back to another upload in January. Of course, shock, it's another video regarding possible transfers and transfer news regarding Wrexham Football Club. Today, like I said, we're going to be talking transfer targets. We're going to be talking about that void at Wrexham Football Club that needs to be filled in terms of our striker department. Before we get going in today's video, if you're looking for the best Wrexham AFC content on YouTube, consistent uploads on the channel. If you are new, like I said, and you haven't clicked the red subscribe button, make sure to get down there, as we're trying to hit 26,000 subscribers very soon. And without further ado, let's get talking Wrexham Football Club. Like I've just said, with us destined to sign a striker in the January transfer window, I thought, like I said, I'd have my spin on it, give my own opinion, and throw two names in the hat of two strikers I would like to see Wrexham AFC possibly go in for, and two strikers that I think would fit the system really well to Wrexham Football Club and would come in and have an immediate impact. So we're going to be starting off now with my first player I'd like to see signed, Sam Smith. Now, a name a few of you might be aware of course. Sam Smith currently plays in the league that Wrexham Football Club are in, of course, League One. He plays for promotion chasers Reading, and with Sam Smith attracting interest from lower end championship sides, I think Wrexham should definitely take a look at Smith and even possibly go one step further and put a bid in for him, because as I'm about to say, I think he'd be a really good fit for Wrexham Football Club. Of course, he's playing for Reading Football Club at the minute, a team that are pushing to go up to the Championship this season, so it might be a battle to try and get Sam Smith into the football club, but one striker I think would do really well for us. So a small profile on Sam Smith. Now, Smith is a 26-year-old striker who no doubt has gained a vast amount of experience in the EFL, playing for 6 different sides across the Championship, League One and League Two. He did actually come through the academy at Reading Football Club and scored his first goal for the first team at just 18 years old against Millwall in the Carabao Cup in the summer of 2017. After that, he had various loan spells from Reading Football Club. I think it was 3 or 4 loan spells here and there before leaving permanently in the summer of 2021 to Cambridge United, where he had a very successful stint, and then it all came round in one big circle, and Sam Smith, of course, had that successful spell at Cambridge United and rejoined Reading 2 years later. He went on to score 35 goals across 2 seasons in a very mediocre Cambridge side. He was definitely that spark in the Cambridge side up front and definitely helped them survive in the 2 seasons that he was at the football club. He, of course, finished as the club's top scorer 2 seasons in a row. And if you think about this now, Paul Mullin, of course, had that really good season at Cambridge, left in the summer of 2021. Sam Smith came in when Mullin left. So Sam Smith was, of course, that replacement for Paul Mullin to fill the void of the goals that Mullin scored. And to be fair, 35 goals across 2 seasons in League One, he did a very good job for them. Yeah, and obviously Smith did return to Reading after his contract did run out at Cambridge United after 2 years away, of course, from the Majewski. Since then, he's returned. He's got 25 goals across 1 season and a half, with him specifically performing really well for the Royals this season. And it's all well and good giving a profile on the previous clubs that he's played for and scored goals at. We're focusing on why Sam Smith would come to Wrexham and score goals, and why should Wrexham Football Club go in for Smith. Now, he's a striker that scores goals. It's as simple as that. The past 4 seasons, Smith put him in a good setup, give him a team that's going to provide him service, and Sam Smith will score goals. And as his experience grows and as he gets older, he just continues to get better each season he plays. 60 goals in the past 4 seasons, and now he is in his goal scoring prime. Sam Smith is in his goal scoring prime for Reading Football Club. This is his peak of his career now. We'd be signing him off a season where he's near enough scored 10 goals and has had some really good performances consistently all throughout the season for Reading. And statistically, he's one of the best strikers in the division. 49 shots this season, 26 of those being on target, and I think he'll become even more prolific if he is to sign for Wrexham Football Club. And with the chances created from the wing backs Ryan Barnett and James McAuley, and even the knockdowns from an Ollie Palmer type of striker, he would score goals in a Wrexham shirt. This setup would suit him really, really well. And like I said, he'd score goals, that is a guarantee. And if we're looking further, all of Sam Smith's goals this season, all but one, have come from inside the box. So he is that fox in the box. He's waiting for that opportunity to be created. He's finding that space. And I was watching some of his highlights from this season and some of his goals, and just generally Sam Smith, when he's playing for Reading, his movement to create the chances and to create the goals that he has scored has been very, very good, and something we haven't really seen of late. A striker that's willing to make that darting run in behind the defence, whether it's a ball along the floor or a ball over the top. I think Sam Smith could really be a nuisance if he is to sign for Wrexham. You think with the likes of Owen O'Connell, those defenders who just like to clip the balls over the top, and I think we've been a bit hesitant to do that this season because, we might not have much confidence going forward in those balls over the top, but when you've got Sam Smith running onto them and, Ollie Palmer getting the knockdowns to Sam Smith, who, would no doubtedly get a shot on target 9 times out of 10, I think he would be a really good addition to this setup. And overall, I think he's a striker that plays with confidence. He's a very confident striker, and that is what we need up top. Someone that's going to come in, be confident, believe in their own abilities. Don't get me wrong, our strikers do that, but he's fresh off the back of a good season. It's a good setup. He's going to have 13,000 fans behind his back every single week, and I think it's a challenge that I think would really suit Sam Smith and would take his career to the next level. And I think as well, if we're looking at the type of player Sam Smith is, he probably wouldn't bring the press that Jack Marriott does bring to the side, but he wouldn't be a type of Fletcher or Palmer striker either, so he's sort of in between the middle. He's prolific in front of goal, he's always finding that space, he's obviously making those runs forward, and I'm sure Reading wouldn't mind selling him on for a good fee, and we're probably looking at maybe high-end 6 figures, early 7 figures, so it's going to require a big fee, but one that I think would be well worth it in the end. And now talking of the second transfer target, it's a long shot considering he only joined this football club in the summer. However, we're going to be talking about McAuley Langstaff. Yes, the striker that played for Notts County and is currently contracted at Millwall. It's fair to say McAuley Langstaff at Millwall this season has not worked out at all. Only 1 goal in 24 games, and he could become available if he struggles for minutes under the new manager Alex Neil. There could possibly be a couple of signs pointing towards that, as of course in the last game that he did play, he only featured for 4 minutes. Previously, he was consistently getting about 60-70 minutes under the tank, so could there possibly be a move away for Langstaff in the January transfer window? There well and could be, and Wrexham should be right in the mix to sign him. Yeah, Langstaff is a man that doesn't really need much of an introduction in this video, but for the sake of the newer fans watching this that might not know about McAuley Langstaff, Langstaff has indirectly caused Wrexham Football Club a lot of problems over the past few seasons, especially when we were in non-league. It was just 2 seasons ago when Langstaff had that near 50-goal season for Notts County and took us right to the end of the season. No team should be winning the league with 110 plus points and taking it down to the second last day this season. It was genuinely ridiculous, and it was all down to McAuley Langstaff. If Langstaff wasn't up front for Notts County that season, Wrexham probably would have won the league by February. It is genuinely ridiculous, and he proved to be one of the greatest goal scorers in the National League of all time, and I don't think that's really too over the top to say. You've got to think the likes of Paul Mullin, Ricky Miller of course was up there, and Langstaff. I think they're the top 3 that the National League has ever seen. At his time at Notts County, Langstaff scored 71 goals in 97 games, which is genuinely ridiculous. That return in a Notts County shirt across the National League and League 2 is just outrageous, and of course Millwall won the race to sign him this summer, and in all honesty it's just not worked out for Langstaff. It has not worked out at all, and I think a loan move this January could definitely be on the cards and could definitely be possible, whether that's going to be for a high-end League 1 team or maybe even a low-end Championship team. Might go in for McAuley Langstaff to just regain his sharpness in front of goal, get a consistent 90 minutes in his tank throughout now until the end of the season, go back to Millwall and be a starter there, because like I said, I think it's not worked out at all for him, whether that's the system at Millwall that's not suited him very well, or I genuinely don't know, because you don't just go from scoring near enough 50 goals in one season, 30 in the next season, then go up to the Championship. Yes, the gap between League 2 and the Championship is very, very big, but I don't think it was that big for McAuley Langstaff to go from near enough scoring 30 goals to just having 1 goal and really struggling for confidence and sharpness in front of goal. Yeah, and like I said, I think a move for Langstaff just to become a starter week in, week out, to get him back scoring goals could make a lot of sense for both parties. Of course, Wrexham Football Club could do with a striker right now. We're in desperate need of a striker that's going to come in and have that impact, and I think Langstaff would come into Wrexham and immediately score goals. It's in his DNA, it's his nature to go up front and score goals. We've seen it for Gateshead, we've seen it for Notts, and I think he'd be a player that would suit this system at Wrexham Football Club really well. He is just that natural goal scorer in front of goal, and like I said, we're not seeing that at Millwall. Whether that's been a problem that's been highlighted at the football club at the minute, and possibly they've said He needs to go out, get that loan move. He could easily get a League One move. He could easily probably get 2-3 teams in the Championship wanting his signature to go out and score goals again. And I think on personal occasions as well, despite him not having good performances against Wrexham Football Club, we know the qualities that McAuley Langstaff brings to the table in terms of striker. And, you know, with him surrounded by good players at Wrexham Football Club who are going to give him A-star service, I have no doubt in my mind at all that he would come to Wrexham Football Club and he would hit the ground running immediately. Like I said, he's probably one of the best natural goal scorers in the EFL that you will find, definitely in the lower parts of the EFL. He's extremely prolific, and when he's in the right setup, he will score goals. It is a guarantee he will score goals. He worked really well under Luke Williams. Of course, setup is everything in terms of McAuley Langstaff. Service is everything. And like I said, it's not working out at Millwall. So, you know, we would finally get that striker that we need to come in and score goals. And, you know, he's got great work ethic up front as well, up top. And we saw against us, Langstaff was sort of that striker that enjoyed dropping deep to receive the ball in just unnatural positions for a striker. He loved dropping deep, getting the ball and going forward with it. Contrary to that, he likes getting those balls over the top, in behind the defence. And, you know, he was just causing defences in League Two and the National League a lot of issues. And he has done throughout the past. And I'm sure he does do at Millwall. Just to put it shortly, he is a nuisance up top. And I think that's the type of striker that Wrexham do need. A striker that's going to run and just add something different up top to what we don't already have in terms of runs, creating chances, his movement up front and just being in the right place at the right time, because there's been so many occasions this season for Wrexham where we've played a ball into the box, whether that be a cross and a knockdown and no one's there, or a good ball that's been flashed across goal along the floor and no one's been there as well. Langstaff is that striker that would just be there. You wouldn't even have to look up if you're Ryan Barnett or James McAuley. You could play a ball into space, Langstaff would find it and would finish off, and that is the type of striker that Wrexham Football Club do need, and that is the type of striker McAuley Langstaff is. So I think there's a lot of reasons why this transfer could make sense. It would probably be a loan move until the end of the season. I don't think Millwall are in any position to sort of go out and sell McAuley Langstaff, because they spent a lot on him in the summer, and I don't think now is the right time to sell him, especially if he goes to us and scores loads of goals. I'd love to see him sign on a permanent, but if we're being realistic and sensible about this, it would probably be a loan until the end of the season. But if it gets us across the line to the Championship, I'm not complaining at all. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Would you like to see McAuley Langstaff or Sam Smith sign for Wrexham Football Club? We've been linked with Dion Charles from Bolton Wanderers in the past couple of hours or so there'll be a video out tomorrow on that. And of course, let me know your thoughts as well on Nathan Lowe being recalled by Stoke City, a player that I said a couple of weeks ago in the 5 strikers Wrexham should sign. So could I have called that one early? Could that be a signing that could possibly happen? There's a lot of different options out there for Wrexham Football Club to splash the cash on and to help us get across the line to the Championship. But yeah, like I said, if you enjoyed today's video and if you haven't already subscribed, please make sure to get down there and do that, and make sure to drop a like. And until then, I'll see you in another video. Take care, guys. Up the town.